An estimated 1.5 million Armenians were killed as the Ottoman Empire disintegrated during World War I. This is according to a version of events accepted by many historians but disputed by Turkey, which is blamed for the atrocities. As Armenians around the world commemorate the 102nd anniversary April 24th, VOA's Mariama Diallo reports on the continued debate and on the politics of the word genocide.
Armenians across the globe are honoring the millions who perished in World War I in what they characterize as genocide by the Ottoman Empire. Turkey denies this.
We do not blame today's modern-day Turks for what happened 2 years ago. But there's a moral responsibility that the leadership of the country that claims, succession from the Ottoman Empire to address that.
Armenians, he says, have a lot to be grateful for.
The fact that, we survived, there is Armenians in the world, there's Republic of Armenia, a tiny little country that still exists, is an act of kind of defiance, a miracle. So obviously the genocidal intent failed, and that's what we celebrate, commemorate, and we fight for.
Turkey says the death toll has been inflated and those killed were victims of civil war and unrest. 2 years ago, Turkish president invited both sides to investigate.
If you want to discuss the Armenian issue, we first need to present the incident in actuality, and this is a job for historians. We are opening our archives. Armenia should open their archives too, if they have them.
While the atrocities are broadly accepted by the United Nations, the Pope, and many countries as genocide, recent U.S. administrations have also resisted using the word. The Armenian National Committee of America's executive director.
The Turkish government essentially seeks to exercise a veto over what the American government can and can't say about the Armenian genocide. There's a broad-based civil society congressional effort to overturn that veto, to reject that gag rule.
We were unsuccessful in our attempt to reach out to the Turkish embassy for comments. Via Skype, Thomas Deval is the author of Great Catastrophe, Armenians and Turks in the Shadow of Genocide.
Lots of Turks died in that war, some at the hands of the Russian army, and Turkey itself was occupied and broken up. And so the Armenians, I guess, were identified at that time as being the enemy.
But he also says the Turks are beginning to see things differently.
Turkish historians and scholars have started writing about this. Books have been published in Turkey. My own book on this issue was published in Turkey earlier this year, which would have been unthinkable a few years ago. So society has changed a bit.
It's very dangerous for Armenians right now.
Meanwhile, the promise, set against the backdrop of the mass killings and deportation of Armenians during the First World War, is bringing the story to moviegoers.